Now, when they're young, you only been married a year or two, that may not be too good, because then they're talking about, well, you didn't put any thought into it, or you didn't do any of this. But see, my wife, she knows how I struggle with this issue, because I want to please her. So she said, Cash is fine. After, we've been married for 45 years. So Cash, it works. It works good. But for you younger guys, be careful in this issue. Number one, do not buy any kind of tool, anything that requires plugging in or cranking up or effort to use. Don't do that. I would still use jewelry as a default until you're advised otherwise, because they're just different. They just are different. But you, as a man, have to figure out a way to connect on that kind of level. See, you have to figure out how you can talk about these things, and how, when she's using 6 verses and you're a 1-verse guy, you can stay engaged in that. See, because that's what he's telling us to do, is to connect. Now, if you would like to know more about these issues, these differences, what men like and what women like, I think his name is Willard Harley. Some of y'all know who I'm talking about. Wrote a book called His Needs, Her Needs. Now, our church subscribes to something called Right Now Media. And some of you know about it. A lot of you use it in home groups. If you don't, if you'll send an email to our church office, and Sarah can send you a link that you can go online and you can link to Right Now Media, and there are literally thousands of videos available that you don't have to pay anything for. And they're not these old, goofy things from the 60s. These are modern, up-to-date, done by some of the most popular speakers around, and people like Jimmy Evans on The Family and stuff like that, and what's his name on finances? I don't know why I can't. Somebody tell me. Dave Ramsey. Some of all of these things, marriage issues, all of these things are available there to help you. And that His Needs, Her Needs discusses the 5 needs that every woman has and the 5 needs that every man has, and how they're different. And another one that I don't know if it's on Right Now Media or not, but it's a book called 5 Love Languages. And that's a really good book, because it helps us to understand how to communicate love to our spouse. Because, see, I thought buying a vacuum cleaner, how else can you say I love you? Well, not with a vacuum cleaner. But for me, a chainsaw said I love you. So it talks about these different languages of love. Like for some people, just meaningful conversation is a way to show love or demonstrate love. Affection, togetherness, all of these various things. And those are very, very helpful. So if you haven't read those, you might want to check it out. Okay, so number 1 is to connect with her, guys. If you hadn't been here this morning, you could go home and just, say, well, we're never going to connect, and don't worry about it. But now you know it, so you have to act on it. So find a way to connect. Number 2, Peter goes on there and says, husbands likewise dwell with him with understanding, giving honor to the wife as to the weaker vessel, as being heirs together of the grace of life. So number 2 is to value your wife. And maybe this is the most important thing that I can say to you this morning, is to value